How's everybody doing? My name is Alan Roberts, back for the third time today. Hope all of you are having a fabulous day. I know I am. I wanted to talk about this young lady. I think that people are kind of misconstruing, including her, some things about this young lady's content. Um, I think it's both very positive, but I also see some very negative things. And I just wanted to offer some advice to anybody that's in her situation. She's trying, like honestly, in her own way. I think she's trying. I think she's missing half the battle, which is something I'd like to talk about. But and I think we'll be talking about at length. But her name is Taylor, and she is addicted to working out. So let's put her up here. And again, nobody go over to this woman's channel and give her any hate or anything like that. That's not what this is about. I think she has the best of intentions. It would be totally different if I thought that she was just fucking with people, but I do believe she has the best of intentions, right? But just to give you an idea of who she is, we'll do this.
Hey, I'm Taylor. I'm addicted to working out, and we are going to Reformer Pilates this morning.
So she's working out. And she says she's addicted to working out. You're going to see a lot of people, like if you were addicted to working out, you wouldn't force yourself to say it to a canary every day. Maybe eventually it'll be true. Prove me wrong. Wow. Okay, we want to be funny, and don't get me wrong. You put yourself online, people can feel free to make jokes about you. But if you look back on this woman's content, and I did, she's pretty consistently going to the gym or working out in some way. Sometimes she works out in ways that I don't think are very wise or safe for her to do so, and I will talk about that at length too here today. But at the same time, the effort is there, and the effort for somebody her size to be working out is serious effort. Because it's not like just walking around isn't effortful for her, which it very much is. Very, very, very much is. So while I get where people are coming from, why are you going to class, Mom, if you're sick? I agree with that. Don't go if you're sick. What's this one? Whoops. Okay, but how do you go about setting up for filming? I feel so cringe trying to even low-key do it. I understand that side too. Do you ever do any cardio? She does. If you would look at her content, she does. Like to the point where I don't necessarily agree with the cardio she does, but she does. You're getting so much deeper in your movements. All right, that's good. That's good. And by the way, Pilates, especially reformer Pilates, if you are a morbidly obese person, fucking phenomenal for you. Like fucking phenomenal. If you wanted to get some pre-recorded Pilates classes, you can join the Hunger Free and Happy app right here. There are pre-recorded classes when you have the $9.99 a month membership. That is the premium membership. You can, in fact, and I put it into the chat too, you can, in fact, look at the pre-recorded classes when you go to pick out a workout program, and you can just even sort it by Pilates classes. There's a bunch of them on there. We're adding a bunch more now. Crystal is an amazing Pilates teacher. So Pilates is actually very good for her. I wish she would get into a pool a little bit more. She does do a few things like this, by the way.
Hey, I'm Taylor. I'm addicted to working out, and it is Stare Sunday.
And I hear a lot of people like you're addicted to working out. And I think I've even said before, like you should be addicted to a calorie deficit too. And she should be. But being addicted to working out, the only thing I can think about how that is a negative thing to say, and Crystal was talking to me about this earlier, is that like people do get addicted to working out and then it's never enough. And then it becomes kind of an obsession in their life. And that's where it can kind of get into be the orthorexic zone. Now, nobody's ever died of orthorexia, but it can, in fact, be a problem, especially for very big people, because if you're addicted to working out and then you convince yourself that you should do stairs every day, you are one slip away from really, 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 really hurting yourself in a way that will take a long, 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 long time to heal. If she were to break an ankle or even, twist an ankle, twist her knee, something like that, it could be very detrimental to her health. I've even, talked about this before, where a lot of times very big people will go to get a personal trainer. The personal trainer won't know what the fuck they're doing or have never worked with a big person before and have them do just crazy stuff and they'll blow out a knee. Well, you blow out a knee when you're a morbidly obese person, you are now sitting on your ass for a while, which means you're going to have very, 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 you're not going to have any other caloric expenditure besides your basal metabolic rate, basically. And you're likely going to be depressed and in pain, and you're going to eat your feelings because you're a morbidly obese person. And to me, somebody that is morbidly obese, especially when they get to her size, because she's a big woman, I think she's lost a decent bit of weight, but she was a very big woman. Like, food is your everything when it comes to this. Sounds to me like she's replacing one addiction for another addiction. I'm not saying it's not a healthier addiction, but saying you're addicted to something, I hope it's just like kind of like a catchphrase. Put it that way. Running upstairs, not great. Not great. I mean, she's burning a shit ton of calories, and it's activity. I just don't think it's the safest activity for somebody her size. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. I haven't actually like sat down and enjoyed a coffee in.
I really think she needs to take, instead of taking the I'm addicted to working out extremely seriously, she definitely needs to take that I need to lose weight very seriously. And I hope she is. I hope she is. But she's big, and I would argue very dangerously big.
A really long time. I've been so on the run for like weeks.
That's not coffee. That's instant coffee. Oh God! Anything I got to say about your content? Don't call instant coffee coffee. That's fucking disgusting. Holy shit.
I don't think I've actually gotten up before anybody in the morning where I didn't have to like run in a really, really long time. I took my Pilates class for like midday today instead of a 7 a.m.
Don't need that.
Piper to see the Mario movie last night, and let me just say, it was trash.
That is a lot of unnecessary calories. That's all I gotta say. That's a lot of unnecessary calories that you should not be taking in. I understand you say you're enjoying a coffee, but and again, this is not to knock on her. She's obviously trying, at least when it comes to the physical stuff. You've enjoyed enough coffees like that. Okay, like you've reached your lifetime quota. Like you should start viewing it that way. Eating or drinking something that is very, 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 very sweet tasting, which that will be because of the 3 pumps of whatever the fuck you put in there. We'll put in there, even if it's non-sugar, even if it's just like a 0 sugar thing, it's going to be highly sweet. Plus, you put what looked to be whole milk in there, and the ultra processing level, just because it was instant coffee. Like that's not coffee. That's very highly processed coffee beans. So you're drinking basically a 75% ultra processed item, and that's just gross to me. It's not worth the calories. It's not worth the cravings you're going to have from it. So I wish you wouldn't have done that. Just saying. Good for her.
I have been on the struggle bus.
I don't care about a bra.
Good morning. We need to make breakfast.
This is a paid part.
Hey, I'm Taylor. I'm addicted to working out, and we are taking another Kylie reformer class today.
Good for you.
Let's go.
I mean, that's the thing. She's got a great attitude about it. I wish more people could see it. Like, don't be wrong, make all the jokes you want. I'm sorry, but all jokes are on the fucking table. Like, I come from a generation where we made fun of each other. Like, some of the meanest shit that's ever been said to me was by some of my best friends over beers. So, and if you're too fucking weak to fucking take that shit, maybe you shouldn't be putting yourself online. But we have stuff like this. I feel like you've been addicted to working out for a while, and you look the same you did 6 months ago. And if that's the case, that's really sad. That means that she has actually increased her food intake to meet the extra caloric expenditure she's having. I hope she's lost some weight, because that should be the most. It sounds like she has 2 young kids, so that should be the goal. Like, your addiction to working out, social media, anything beyond that, that should be the very, 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 very far second, third, fourth, even fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth place to you extending your health span and lifespan, because you have young children, right? Like, and I understand that, like, this may be how you need to get there, but what you need to understand is you're running out of time at your size. Like, you are what I call a young old lady. If you have 2 young children, you're probably not that old, but chronologically, you're not. When it comes to physically, you are very old, because you are very morbidly obese still. And that is just an extremely unhealthy state to be in. And it will keep taking a toll on you. And especially if you are this size and running stairs and doing things like that, staying this size and doing that consistently It is only a matter of time before something gives loose. It's only a matter of time before you blow something out. Shit, when people run stairs, even when they're athletes, it's like a higher risk activity. It's not like people run up the stairmaster; they just stairmaster. But when you're jogging up and down stairs, it is a higher risk activity, even if you are in shape. Yet alone, if you are your size and have such an altered gait and altered center of gravity, her center of gravity is likely 8 to 12 inches forward from where it should be. That can cause very serious issues when it comes to the shear force being put onto the patellar tendon and the knee joint, and just in general, yet alone your lower back, hips, that sort of thing. Like, your body wasn't designed to have its center of gravity be that far forward, and as well as it wasn't designed to have your center of gravity be that far forward while also under serious load, which you are. So again, not trying to be mean, but trying to just point out the actual physics of the matter, where if you are going to work out like this on a consistent basis, you very much, just for that reason, to avoid injury, should be trying to reduce your weight, yet alone the fact that you are shortening your life by staying this size, and you have 2 young children. So I hope that you've lost some weight. Let's see.
Hey, I'm Taylor. I'm addicted to working out. We're going to the gym and we are doing arms today.
If you're here and you haven't downloaded the Liftoff app yet,
you shouldn't download the Liftoff app. You should download the Hunger Free and Happy app, because you can join any of the workout programs that are listed in there. We're adding more all the time, and you can join pre-recorded and live classes, as well as watch out for your nutrition and look at the ultra-processed food percentage that you are eating, your hydration, your sleep, your stress relief. You can have hydration reminders on your app. That's when you're on the premium level, $9.99 and up. You can also plan out indulgences. You can use the 75-20-20 protocol, which helps you adjust your portion sizes without being extra hungry, because it basically gets you more in contact with your food cues. And if you're morbidly obese, or just most people in general have a habit of eating too quickly, and it helps slow down your eating process, that's another way you can save on calories, because a lot of people will eat everything they put on their plate and then 20 minutes later feel a little overfull. If that's ever been you, the Hunger Free and Happy app can help you with that by the 75-20-20 protocol. But you can also keep track of your cravings, your binges, your stress relief events, and your stress events. It is a very, very, very amazing app. And I say this with complete bias because I built that motherfucker. So, but I think you'll like it. Join it. You can, for the $9.99, you can also use all the workout programs. You can join the Hunger Free and Happy chat, and you can join the challenges, which we are having multiple of them. So please do check that out. So we're not going to listen to what she has to say with that.
I'm going to get so much hate.
Okay. Hey guys, weight loss isn't successful by restriction. I would say by serious restriction. The only way weight loss is actually successful is by restriction. I will say it again for those in the back. Weight loss is not successful by restriction. Eat the blizzard. I'm going to say this very quickly. If you don't restrict your food, you're not going to lose weight. Like, you need to restrict your calories. So weight loss is only successful by restriction of calories. Now, don't get me wrong. The app is literally called Hunger Free and Happy. I wrote a book, Hunger Free and Happy. My wife and I wrote a book, Hunger Free and Happy. It's about all her premises that I just put to words. So you do need to try to make sure you stay satiated, satisfied, and have appropriate fitness level activity, of course, right? But the satiated and satisfied needs to be while you're at a caloric restriction, to make sure that you are losing weight. Like, you need to be in a caloric deficit. If you are talking about, like, it's not done by restriction, it depends on what you're talking about. It depends on, are you talking about like, because here's the thing, like, you have not restricted yourself for a long time. That's why you're this size, Taylor. And I really, 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 really like, I think your effort is there, but this almost sounds to me like somebody that has binge eating disorder or sugar addiction or some sort of issue with food. And you clearly have disordered eating. Like, people don't get to be your size and your build without a disordered relationship with food. You definitely have an eating disorder. I would likely imagine it's food addiction and or binge eating disorder. Although, Tess Holliday's doctor would try to tell you that you have atypical anorexia somehow. I don't fucking know how that works. Lies. That's how it works, is lies. But let's see what she has to say. Weight loss is not going to be successful if you restrict yourself. Losing me here a little bit
For this, but I don't care. I am eating a blizzard, you guys. I have hyperfixated on this blizzard.
That's a very bad thing.
for a couple days and I've tried to ignore it. I can't ignore it. So we're diving in, we're eating it.
At the very least, you could have made some homemade ice cream or used some very, very, very cold yogurt with some fruit in it to have the same mouthfeel and stuff like that. Stopping, like allowing yourself to stop at Dairy Queen and pick something up on the road because you've been hyper fixated on it, that is bad for a person your size. I'm going to argue that like if you are serious about your health and you are morbidly obese, you should never end up in a drive-through, ever. Like ever. You should never end up in a drive-through. You should never end up at a place that pre-cooks food for you unless it is a planned indulgence. And I would still suggest it be at a restaurant, not some sort of fast food place. You're basically giving in to your food addiction here. And the problem with this is it's not just the blizzard. Like if she just can eat the blizzard and it's okay, great. But nothing tells me about like you that this is not going to like break the restriction. Like you convinced yourself that you can't lose weight with restriction, which again just doesn't make logical sense. That's literally your food addiction talking. And I hate to put it that way, but that's your food addiction talking, right? Give me a second. It looks to be an Oreo blizzard. La, la, la. I'm looking it up in the Hunger Free and Happy app here real quick. Yeah. Oreo cookie, I would say that's a medium. That's 790 calories. Wow. 117 grams of carbohydrates, 88 grams of sugar. You shouldn't be having that. You should not be having that at all. I wish I could say differently, but that's a bad choice, right? First of all, it looks like it's during the day. It looks like you just left the workout place. And secondly, you have now set it in your head that you can do this, right? Like, and I think that's what people don't understand. You have set the precedent in your mind that if you get hyper fixated on something, that you should be able to have it, and that just sets you up to be hyper fixated a lot more, because then the eating disorder that you have, your brain, your brain has a disordered relationship with food. So now you know and are already justifying that if you become hyper fixated on a food, that you should have that food. And this will lead to more hyperfixation, right? And that is the issue. Like, it is not what you do at one point in time. If you just ate this blizzard and whatever, fine. But you are setting a precedent in your mind that sitting down and eating 88 grams of sugar in one sitting is an acceptable thing for you. 790 calories or whatever it was at one sitting is for something that is for pleasure only. That's the only reason you're eating this, is for pleasure. And one more time, you have enjoyed food enough. Like you are now sitting in a position, and I know people are not going to actually. Let's listen to the rest of what she has to say.
Cheers. I'm gonna get so much hate.
Not hate, but concern, absolutely. So I hate to be this blunt to anybody. Actually, I don't, but I really am trying. I want to help this person as much as I can, right? But just so you grasp, right? What you just did was you allowed your eating disorder to convince you that you deserved to have that because you wanted it. You don't need that shit. You frankly don't need ice cream ever. Nobody does. Nobody needs 88 grams of sugar to sitting. Nobody needs that shit. Nobody does, right? But you convinced yourself that you needed to have it, that it was restriction not to have it, right? The concept of thinking that there should be nothing that you restrict yourself from when you're a morbidly obese person, that is a mindset of failure waiting to happen. You are going to end up failing because you are putting in your mind that you can have anything you want. If I did that, if I let myself think that, I would still be very fat. If I didn't tell myself no to peanut M&Ms, and I know it sounds fucking stupid, but if I didn't tell myself no to peanut M&Ms, I'd be fat because they didn't just cause me to eat more peanut M&Ms because I could eat those motherfuckers by the pound. And that's no shit. I've done it before. But also, I would eat everything else. Also, I would binge my fucking ass off afterwards, the next day and the next day and the next day too. I'd feel like shit. I would seek out more sugar because it's like when you eat a pound of fucking M&Ms, by the way, it's a lot of goddamn sugar. Like it is this precedent that you set in your mind. Like I will never, ever, ever, ever touch those motherfuckers again, ever. I used to have a recurring nightmare that the trolls found out where I lived and I would get a box, a little tiny box in my mailbox and I would open it and there would be 3 peanut M&Ms in that motherfucker and I would eat the 3 peanut M&Ms. It was green, red, and yellow, by the way. And I would eat those motherfuckers real quick. And then I would go in the house and binge on everything. Of course, it's a stupid ass dream because if I ever got a box in my fucking mailbox that was unaddressed, I would never open that motherfucker because it could be a bomb. But it's like this, it's this recurring nightmare I used to have. I haven't had it in a while. Well, I'll probably have it tonight now. But it doesn't mean I don't hyperfixate on them. Fuck, every time I walk into a gas station, they're literally at the checkout counter and my mouth waters and my jaw clenches. It's tough. But that's why you should consider that shit, the shit that's calling to you that is for no nutritional value only. You don't need it. It is for pleasure only, and it goes directly against your goals. You should view that as the shit you should not fucking have anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. Just like on the app, like you can get the Hunger Free and Happy app right here on Google, but you can, when you have a premium membership, you can plan out indulgences and it gives you a plan to eat what you're going to drink earlier that day, what you're going to eat earlier that day, and what your recovery meal is going to be, and then what you're going to have. And then it will tell you to have a good time with it. Right. But I still don't suggest that be anything that you just have a problem with. Like it appears to me that you are hyper fixated on something that deep down is not good for you. And you convinced yourself that you need to have it. You're not going to lose weight if you restrict from it. Like, how do you think that works? I don't understand how that works for anybody where they meant, I mean, I do because I've been there before, but it didn't make sense in my mind once I unpacked it, right? How do you think you're not going to lose weight unless you eat the shit that keeps you fat? Like, that makes no sense, right? Like, it's something that you clearly have an issue with. You clearly get hyper-fixated on, and any type of hyper-fixation for somebody that's trying to lose weight is a very bad thing, right? A very, very, very bad thing. So, you allowed yourself to in some way believe that you're not going to lose weight unless you give in to the hyperfixation craving of getting an 88 gram sugar, 790 calorie blizzard from Dairy Queen. That is like, I hope you look back on that video at some point in time and realize how kind of just non-adultish that sounds. So here's your choices, right? You can either keep choosing to have that, right? You can either keep choosing to allow yourself to give into those things because you feel you need to have it, or you can live a long, happy, healthy life with your children. You have 2 young children, Taylor. I'm not trying to shame you. I'm just stating the obvious. You are physically unwell. Even if you're addicted to working out, you are physically unwell. There should be no more pressing thing than for you to lose the well over 100 some pounds you clearly need to lose. And you convincing yourself that you won't lose that weight unless you have a Dairy Queen, unless you give in to the hyperfixation of a Dairy Queen blizzard, that's very, very, very against you living a long, happy, healthy life with your children. I want you to think about that, and I want you to remember that. I want you to really understand what you did today is contra to living a long, happy, healthy life with your children. You've had enough blizzards in your lifetime. You've had enough sweet stuff in your lifetime. You have eaten enough for pleasure for well over an entire lifetime. It is time for you to take it more seriously and realize that getting hyperfixated on something is not because you need it. It is only because you want it. And you have given into the wants way too much in your life already. And again, that's just factual. So I will do a little bit of Q&A. For anybody that wasn't aware, you can sign up for the Hunger Free and Happy app right here. I suggest you, oh shit, I did the wrong thing again. It'll work. It'll work. Okay, good. But let's go up and talk to some people here. Make sure I talk to everybody. Terry Strange, how you doing? I ain't had DQ in over 10 years. It's been a while for me too. It's not even ice cream anymore. When I grew up, by the way, Dairy Queen was actually like frozen milk. It was delicious. I just used instant coffee for 2 weeks because it was easier when I was without a kitchen. That's understandable. But otherwise, that instant coffee is disgusting. Instant coffee is for camping, road trips, that sort of thing. You got to get used to having coffee with no sugar. It takes like 2 days to adjust. I love coffee with no sugar. Started incorporating more slow climbing into my cycling and learning real quick that my knees did not appreciate high repetitions and that I'm in shape and of that I'm in shape. Be kind to your knees, no matter your size. Exactly, Tisha Bell. Very, very good. I saved myself so many calories when I started measuring out my creamer. Good for you. People don't realize how much of it they take in. You got to restrict yourself to do the opposite of how you got fat. Exactly. Very, very, very good. I do not like instant coffee as a general rule. It does come in handy sometimes. I agree, but I currently have none in my house. Like it's not like in your house coffee, if you ask me. It's just not. Yeah, get some Froyo. That's a good idea. But I also like to watch my caloric intake. You cannot outrun a bad diet. Exactly. Put the blizzard on your app. All of Dairy Queen will be on there later on today. I guarantee it. I had to restrict for years to make changes. I don't allow myself to eat in my car anymore because I put me into a bad headspace. And the reason why it's not on there, by the way, is Dairy Queen does not actually put their stuff on the USDA database. They don't have to. A lot of restaurant chains, especially fast food chains, they do not need to submit their nutritional data to the USDA database. So we have to run it manually, and that's what I'll do later on today. I'll run it manually. I've gotten almost all fast food places on there. Dairy Queen just happens not to be one of them. She could buy a mocha ice cream, one little ball, 70 calories, and if she wanted to, too. Exactly. 790 calories is an obscene amount of calories at her size to be sitting down and eating just for pleasure. Knowing that I have to send a pic of what I eat really helps me before I decide what to eat. Thank you very much. That's what we do with our coaching clients, by the way. We have them send us a picture of everything they eat before they eat it, and we normally have them give us a hunger score. Like you take a picture, stop, look at the food. How hungry are you beforehand? 0 is you couldn't eat another bite. You've eaten too much already. 10 is you're famished, almost binging. So thank you very much. That's one of the things we do. We call it it's basically the principle of borrowed authority. Like people don't want to send us things because like they know that they're like, oh, this is probably not what they want to see me eat. But that means that you know what you probably shouldn't eat too. So Crystal's a genius when it comes to that shit. Undid all the progress. Yep. How processed is it? It's probably about 90% processed, if not more. 95. If you got to pay a small steak, 2 eggs with a little butter plus water. Yep, it will quiet the noise. You're very, very, very true. I haven't had a Snickers since last July. I can't do Snickers either, really. I intentionally reserve 100 calories for something sweet at the end of the day, but I still try to keep it frozen. Frozen grapes, strawberries, pumpkin puree. That's fucking perfect. Really well-baked sweet potato that's caramelized on the inside. Boom. Excellent for you. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. And Christian Fitness, how you doing? And it's mostly chemicals. Exactly. So, all right, folks, I will be back later on this evening, 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. I will be back. Me and Silkstream are going to talk about relationships in the modern world. Then I'll be back tomorrow with at least one video, possibly 2. So I hope all of you have a great day. One more time, join the Hunger Free and Happy app. You can join for free, but I do highly suggest You use the $9.99 membership. You can use all of the workout programs. You can pick from whatever ones you want. You can switch even daily if you want. You can join the pre-recorded classes, the live classes. You can join the challenge. You can join the Hunger Free and Happy chat. You can have all of that. Plus, you get to use all of the pillars, which is basically nutrition, sleep, stress relief, craving, binge tracking. You can use the 75-20-20 protocol, indulgence planning, keep track of your metrics, those sorts of things. Please join us. My name is Alan Roberts. Goddamn.